Hey, what's going on? CoinOpTV subscribers, Robert Walkner here with another CoinOpTV live and interactive on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/CoinOpTV. If you're new, you've never been here before, I usually live stream every day, 7 days a week, when I can, it's not absolute, at 12 p.m. Pacific Coast time. That's 3 p.m. on the East Coast time, 8 o'clock over in the UK. And one day I'll figure out what it is in Australia and Hawaii and all these other places out there. So we're live streaming. If you guys are in chat, I'll give you guys a shout out. If you have questions, concerns, let me know. This video will be archived also on my YouTube channel so that you guys can check it out there and leave comments, concerns, questions as well. So today we're talking all things Dishonored 2. Well, maybe not all things. A little bit of a preview of Dishonored 2. I had a chance to check out Dishonored 2, which is coming out in Dishonored 2 comes out November 11th 2016. I had a chance to get a little hands-on with the game. Now, if you didn't know, I'm a big fan of Dishonored, the original game that came out a few years ago. I'm very much excited to play in through Dishonored 2. It has a good balance of stealth, action, intrigue, kind of a steampunk look to it there. Let me show some gameplay here that I captured. So Dishonored 2 comes out November 11th, 2016 on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Windows PC. The series takes place on the fictional island. The series takes place in the fictional Empire of the Isles, with the majority of Dishonored 2 set in Karnaca, a coastal city based on areas in southern Europe. You can play as both Emily and Corvo, and each employ their own array of supernatural powers. This is, I believe, Corvo gameplay that I'm showing right here. This is me playing and capturing. You can also decide to forfeit those powers altogether and play without any abilities. There are many ways to succeed in each given mission, from using stealth to using violence, or sort of a combination in between. Dishonored 2 takes place 15 years later after the original game, and it looks like Delilah may be the main villain or the main nemesis of the game. Here's a picture of Delilah. She was part of the DLC for Dishonored the first time around, so it'll be interesting to see if they bring her back as one of the witches out there. Now, this is one of those games, it's M-rated, it's smart, it's cunning. One thing I really liked about Dishonored the first time around was just sort of the ability to, like, if you were like, okay, here's a little area, I can use stealth and blink and sort of teleport around, or I can try and go balls out and shoot some grenades, or throw some grenades, shoot some guns. I got some exploding bolts, and then what happens in the game is the outcome changes, or the game progresses and the outcome sort of changes. Like if you are really violent, there's more rats in the city, and people respond to you a little differently in the game if it's more violent. But if you're more stealthy and you don't kill a lot of people, then sometimes a character might be more generous to you in the game there. So those are sort of the some of the factors at work here. So here's a look at this gameplay here, just kind of walking around. You can sort of see lighting, graphics, textures, really smooth. It's a first-person perspective. We got the health and the abilities up on the upper left corner there. I have a dart gun in my arsenal there, and I just shot that guy with a dart, and I was able to take him out. You also have a knife. You can wield like a knife or a sword, and you have different weapons. Sort of like one hand is your knife. You can block and swing, attack, and then the left hand you have your powers or your abilities, or you can have like a crossbow weapon in your hand there. Now, the two characters you play, okay, let's see, Corvo is back again. He was sort of the hero of the first game, the first Dishonored game, and you can play as him as well with his similar abilities, blinking, the stopping time. And now, for the first time, you'll be able to play as Emily. Now, Emily, if you didn't know, was she was like a child, like the princess in the first game. So now she's sort of all grown up, and she has her own set of abilities as well. So she can do like this stealth kill kind of thing, where she kind of turns into a little ghosty image, and that gets kind of crazy. I'll show you. I have some gameplay of some of that. I'll show you guys in a second. Let me just jump over to chat. We got Chloe in there, Ken and Bang, Jeff, Oscar, Toy Movie Game Bros. Yes, got a new haircut. Went real short. Real short and tight. Still got some hair up there, no bald spots, but you know, a little short on the haircut. So Toy Movie Game Bros is saying, who saw the Power Rangers trailers? Yes, I saw the Power Rangers trailers. It looked pretty cool. It looked pretty fun. I'm going to stick on topic though with Dishonored though. For this video, we can talk about the Power Rangers trailer in another video. So, all right, let me get to some of Corvo's gameplay here. So here's a look. So here I'm selecting the bend time ability up, and then I swatch it over to some of my different weapons here to show you. You can have guns, crossbows. So you can see the vibe of the game is real moody. We're in the laboratory here. There's going to be these villains, the clockwork machines, these guards that I'm going to sort of take on. And when I was playing against them, I thought, hey, gee, these kind of look like they're inspired by General Grievous from the Star Wars universe. I thought that was kind of interesting. So here it is right here. Check out the swords. So now I'm bending time, which is slowing time down, and I can sort of walk up and hack away at these robots here. You can see I'm taking damage as well, but without using kind of the spell and the time stop there would be tricky. Now, I think with this guy, I blink over. Here we go. So now I'm blinking over behind the second guy to sort of take him out. And it's first-person perspective. It's a little crazy and chaotic. I'm trying to sort of back away here so you guys can see what's going on in the action. And here you go. All right, finish off this robot. People are saying in chat, spam, spammer, spam. I don't know who's spamming. I don't see anybody in chat spamming. So maybe you guys want to calm down. Okay, so there you go. So whenever the screen is gray, that's when the bend time is going on. It slows time down. That's a new move right there. You can actually hold down your attack, and if an enemy has armor or something like that, you can use that to smash their armor. So that's the blink right there. You can use the blink to sort of teleport around the environment, and it was pretty cool. You can sort of blink around and you know, just it was almost like playing Portal or something like that, where you can kind of just go around and investigate areas, shall we say, with the blink and get very vertical or go underground. So here we go. I gotta sort of finding some books and areas that I'm sort of exploring in the game. Just want to give you a little idea of what the Dishonored environment looks like. And I'm actually gonna go and find the boss that we had to kill here. And here he is, just kind of chilling. Of course, since I've beaten his robots, you know, now it's no big deal to just take him out. So here's a showing of me using some stealth. I kind of creeped up behind him, choked him down, and then what I was doing right here was there's different ways to kill people, and I was trying to sort of teleport in the sky and then drop his body to sort of smash it down in the ground, and I was unsuccessful with that because when you're carrying somebody you can teleport, but I don't think you could do like an action where you could throw them as you're sort of teleporting. So then I thought, okay, well, couldn't kill this guy that way. Let's go ahead and pick him up and maybe we can drown him. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to drop him into the ocean right here in the water. And sayonara. And then boom, I get the target assassinated by doing that. So there's a quick look at sort of an example of different things you can do. I was fighting the robots and I was getting real aggressive in there, right in their face with my sword and attacking. And then with the villain, my target that I had to assassinate, I just kind of crept up behind him, put him to sleep, a little sleeper hold there. And then I was like, you know what? I'll just go ahead and assassinate him anyway, toss him off the bridge there. Who else is popping in chat? Hey, Wyrock the Elite Slayer's in chat. What's going on? Thanks for all you guys checking out things. I know Dishonored might not be a game that's on your radar, but, you know, I'm excited about the game, so I wanted to bring it to you guys and show you some gameplay. So what else? We got to play, like I was saying before, the first time we got to play is Emily. Now, Emily has different powers and abilities. So this is Emily's gameplay here. You can see she's got far reach. Domino, I think, is one of her things. And she's got this like different stealthy thing. So here you can see her hands are a little different. She's got you know, female hands and some different abilities. And of course now the characters have voiceovers when they talk. That's something new as well. So you can kind of hear the talking in the game as well. Here's a little arsenal. Shadow Walk, that's what it's called. Far Reach and Domino. So when you use Domino, you link together the villains right here. So right here, these two villains are linked. So this is my friend Mike actually playing right now. He has a different game style than me, but see how they're linked together now. He's going to kill one villain by beheading him, and then the other one dies automatically, and then there was a third one that sort of popped up right there. So when they're linked together with a domino, it'll sort of hurt too. It was kind of hard to show like Far Reach here, but that was kind of similar. If you're similar with Dowd's pull in the Dishonored DLC, that his pull ability. So let me show you some different gameplay here. Let's switch over to this here. I'll show you a little more of Emily's abilities here. Okay, so here's Domino. So I'm gonna link up these two characters right here. So right now, whatever happens to one will hurt the other. And then real simple, I'm just gonna do a sleep dart to one, and then it's gonna affect the other, and they're both just gonna go to sleep. Sleepy times, and that robot right there does not come out to attack me because I used some stealth and I didn't trigger anybody. So now we're going to see a little Far Reach here. So when you go into Far Reach, you get this like weird shadow. I'm sorry, not Far Reach. It's a shadow attack there. And you can see, sorry, I'm kind of narrating the gameplay here. I messed up there. It wasn't the Far Reach, that was the shadow kill there. You turn into like a little shadow wispy thing, and you move a little faster and you get a little more creepier, but then when you attack dudes, you can like rip them apart and do some like really gruesome moves there with the shadow kill. So now if you guys, some of these abilities, I mentioned Dowd here a second ago. So Dowd was a character in Dishonored 1, the DLC, and I was doing a little Q&A with the developers while I was on site there, and I was like, hey, look like some of Dowd's abilities were incorporated into Dishonored 2, and he said like, yeah, like Emily has her, she has kind of the force pull thing that Dowd had, and then also Corvo. Let me show you guys Corvo here. So Corvo now can, when he blinks, he actually pauses and stops time when he blinks, and that was an ability that Dowd had and in the game when he was playing in the DLC there. Now, another question I asked was about the Outsider. Now, when you're playing Dishonored, you get into these weird screens. It's kind of dreamy sequences with this character called the Outsider. I was like, hey, is the Outsider back? And he's like, yes, the Outsider's back, and they've actually incorporated some new icon shrines in the HUD there, so that when you're searching for bone charms and runes, now you can also look for the Outsider shrines as well in the HUD. So if you want to find those, they made those a little easier. Of course, this is deep cut stuff for Dishonored fans. Somebody in chat said, when does this come out? November 11th, 2016. I see a lot of chat. People just kind of talking about nonsense in chat there. So let me see what other things we have here. Let's go. Okay, so showed you Emily's stuff. The Outsider's back. The characters, when you're playing as Corvo or Emily, the characters in the game will respond differently to you. Like sometimes if you're Emily, they'll sort of, call you princess or treat you with a little respect, whereas Corvo is sort of this master assassin character, so people might sort of respond to you a little different. It was sort of interesting hearing voiceover now for Corvo. This is the first time we're getting voiceover, and he's sort of narrating a little bit of what's going on. I'm a little on the fence with this. We'll kind of see how much he talks in the game, if it gets kind of annoying, because Dowd, that was one of the complaints I had with Dowd in the when I was playing with his DLC, is Mike Madsen, I believe, did the voice character for this, and he was just talking the whole time, and I'm not quite sure if I want to hear Corvo, just chatting away, the same time. Maybe since like Emily's new, maybe it'd be kind of refreshing to hear sort of her talking a little more and stuff like that. I don't know. What else? I was chatting with Harvey Smith over at Arcane Studios. We asked him about the trophies and the achievements. He said that most of the trophies and achievements for Dishonored 2 will be, you'll be able to get as either Corvo or Emily, but there's a handful of ones that are specific to the characters based on their abilities, and so that's interesting if you're an achievement hunter or trophy hunter or something like that. So just looking over my notes here, you can also play as Flesh and Steel, which is having no powers at all. I'm not quite sure if that's unlocked at launch or not. I didn't get to ask that question during my little Q&A. Looks like Delilah, I think I said this, looks like Delilah might be back as a villain. She was last seen in the DLC locked away in this painting on the wall there, so it'll be interesting to see how the lore goes, if she sort of gets freed from that painting or if you get sucked into that painting or something like that. So once again, Dishonored 2 coming out for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Windows PC on November 11th, 2016. Shout outs to all you guys watching on the live stream and hanging out. And if you guys are watching this on the archive, let me know what you think of Dishonored. If you played the first one, if you're excited about Dishonored 2, as I am looking forward to get my hands on that. We'll try and do some gameplay of Dishonored 2 when it gets a little closer. Some additional gameplay besides what we showed here. For CoinOpTV, thanks a bunch for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow.